Let's discuss the another important topic. Any topic is lock box system. So lock box system is one of the tool available to accelerate the cash collection. So let's see how it works. Lock Lockbox will eliminate the time gap between the receipts of remittance and um, deposit it in banks. Lockbox basically frees the company uh, from handling and depositing the checks. Here, the lockbox be installed on regional basis, but according to the billing pattern. Here the company will authorize. Here the company will rent a lockbox and will authorize a local bank to pick up the remittance several times a day so that it can be deposited by a bank in company's account, and the bank would in turn deposit the slip back to the company account. Okay, so in this way the lockbox system ensure speedy collection and speedy recovery. So this is the way the lockbox system work. So let us now understand the advantages and disadvantages of lockbox system. The advantages are the checks are deposited with the bank sooner. Second advantage is check deposited would be usable or collectible, and it also be on sooner basis. It also reduce the time gap between the check collection and depositing. Whereas the disadvantage are the cost involved in lockbox system, which is payable to the bank, is basically high. Why? Because cost is incurred on every check that is collected, and sometimes it is not profitable because of too many small remittance. Okay, so why the lockbox system is not profitable? Because of the cost on small transactions as well. So in case of lockbox system, we have to compare the income, okay, for selection purpose. Now the another most important topic of this chapter is Miller or cash management model. This model is basically used to find the optimum cash flow or optimum cash balance when the cash flow is stochastic. Okay, so why the Miller or model is being used? It helps us to find the optimum cash balance. Okay, but when the cash flow is stochastic, means it is not known. So this model will tell us the time and size by which the investment should go to the cash and cash should go to the investment. Okay, so at what time we have to invest, or at what time we have to keep cash with us in the account or within the company. So this model will basically guide us. So this model basically prescribe the control limits um, for cash balances. Okay, so this model help us to set the control limit for cash balances. Okay, whereas the control limits are classified as upper limit, which is upper limit which is expressed as h. We will denote upper limit as an h. Okay. Then there is a return point which is expressed as z. Okay. And there is a lower point which is expressed as 0. Okay, so when the cash balance touches the upper limit, so when the cash balance touches the upper limit of h, um, this model suggests or interpret that the balance which is equivalent or which is a level between h and z, okay, this one should be invested in market securities. When the cash balance touches the upper limit, it is suggested by the model that the size of balance and the size is between H and Z, okay, should be invested in market securities. Similarly, when the cash balance touches the lower limit, okay, when the cash balance touches the lower limit of 0, this model says the cash which are invested in the marketable securities, which we have invested here, to the extent of the gap between 0 and z, should be brought back. Okay, so up to that extent these securities should be converted into cash. Okay, so this happened when the cash balance touches the lower limit. Okay, so this high and low cash balances balance limits are fixed. Okay, so the high and low cash balance will remain fixed based on the opportunity cost and transaction cost. Okay, and also factoring the cost according to the degree of fluctuation. Thank you.